Holy diver, when you chuck in the middle and you know I'm clean. Monkey rider, when the monkey's on top and you know I'm clean. Ooh, holy diver, when the monkey's in the middle and the monkeys are clean. Holy rider, I'm on a pterodactyl and you know I'm mean. Ooh, holy diver, I'm riding on a pterodactyl and I'm so dang clean. Ooh, holy diver, I got a monkey in the middle and the monkey's clean. I don't know if those are the lyrics. It's not really working out. It's kind of repetitive. Holy diver, when I'm riding on a pterodactyl and the pterodactyl's clean. I'm a cave rider. I'm gonna fly into the night, a nighttime scene. Monkey rider, I got a saddle on my monkey and the monkey's mean. Holy diver, I don't really know how it goes. Cave rider, when the monkey's in a cave and I'm clean. Monkey rider, with the chucky in the middle and the chucky's clean. Okay, I'm just opening up my files here, getting out my padded pencil and removing my leg tubes. Off with the pants. What do we have here? Holy rider, when the monkey's in the cave and the monkey's mean. Pterodactyl rider, when the turkey's on the bacon and the bacon's clean. Look at the nida. What's a nida? It's up in the darkness, nighttime scene. Monkey flyer. Ooh, I'm a monkey flyer. Got a radio control monkey and the monkey's mean. I'm riding a tiger. When you chucky on the monkey and the monkey me. In my night. When the turkey's on the bacon and the monkey's clean. Oh my God. Black coffee will make you want to strangle somebody. Holy rider, when the rider's on the monkey and the monkey's mean. Monkey tiger. Oh boy, we got a fun one today. Not only are we going to finish up the Ghost Mountain Volume 4 card set, we're going to do monsters. We're going to draw some monsters today. And we're going to do it on a bunch of caffeine. Holy rider, when the monkey's in the middle and the monkey's clean. Now, when this video is archived, this is definitely the part you want to be fast forwarding. Ride the tiger, when you're on a cave monkey and the monkey's mean. Holy rider. I always wind up starting a few minutes early because I am punctual like that. What y'all know about them punctual fools? How? No. I'm on the internets. I'm on the internets. I'm on the internets. I'm on the internets. Riding the tiger, when you're up in the middle and the monkey's clean. Wow. Hello from France. Hi, Damien Cassani. Bonjour. Oh man, I could use some Desjardins right now. Isn't that how you say it? Is that breakfast? No breakfast for me though. All I got is black coffee because I destroyed that gym. I pick up the heavy thing, put down a heavy thing. When the monkey's in the middle and the monkey's memed. All right, guys, without further ado, let's pop open the old pea shop. Hey, look at these cool rapids from last time. Ride the tiger. Okay. Oh, there's Dolphin Rock Lake. Dock Rake Dolphin. And there's that cool field of tall grass. So we did all these like terrain type scenes last time. Some of them top down with that box canyon, those little barriers and stuff like that. So we're sitting pretty. I am sitting on, so that's 32 right there. And then here we have another 32. So that is 60 po. So that leaves Oh, man, there's still 36 to go. My God, this just never ends. It never ends, guys. Poor me. Okay, so I am going to get ye old simple brush because I've been working on Cryfoth, so I've been using all these crazy brushes like a weirdo. But no more. Back to a good old-fashioned, no transfer, shape dynamic ink pen. There we go. Babuchki, my little Sharpie brethren. Okay. So, today's theme, we have 30-some... Oh, Barcelona. I love me Barcelona. What a fun place. What a fun place. We've got 36 of these thinking things yet to go. Dear Lord, it is an endless parade of pure agony. So what we're going to do today is monsters. So as many of you know, Ghost Mountain is not only a Western setting with like skeletal gunslingers, but you also then have under the mountain, there's this place called the Hollow, and the Hollow eventually leads down to a sort of upside down fortress realm called the Dead Pinnacles, which is ruled by an archfiend named Azael the Butcher. So for those of you who don't have the Worlds book, this whole setting is contained in ICRPG Worlds, and the sort of short version of the mega story is that there's a huge sort of deposit of Yogg crystals inside Ghost Mountain. It's such a huge concentration of power that God himself actually pulls the mountain off of the earth to deny Satan this huge deposit of Yogg crystals. So he's going to take the mountain away, basically take it to heaven. So it's like being torn between the worlds, and then Satan sends his most badass lieutenant, Azael, to retake the mountain, and that is why the mountain is sort of being fought over by cosmic forces, and this group of humanity who was on the mountain at the time is trapped in the middle of this cosmic conflict. So we do have some somewhat normal Weird West type monsters, you know, like undead cowboys, which I think we've kind of covered that pretty well. But then we have all of the stuff that lives in the Hollow, and we haven't fully covered that. So that includes like demonic type creatures, which are called infernals. And then we have like horror type creatures, which are, you know, sort of like shapeless, you know, Lovecraftian thingy-mabobs. And then we have things like Azael, who are this kind of arch-fiend kind of, you know, super demon kind of creatures. So basically what we want to do today is get the cards in the set that can also be miniatures for the print and play players out there, which are numerous. They're very numerous. So we're going to have to do full body on these things so that they make good standees. Okay, so that's the kind of the intro, that's the prelude, that's the preamble. And if the monkey's in the middle, then the monkey's going to be mean. So let's start with something really simple that we can sink our teeth into, which would be like sort of an infernal, like a demon. And actually, I think what I'll do is like a demon dog, it would be a sort of a servant of the demons. You know, like you'd have two of these kind of at the gates of hell. And I'm just going to sort of dive in here. I really honestly do not know what I'm doing, as usual, like where it's headed and stuff, but you know, we're going to make it together. We're going to get there. You know, who really does know what they're doing, honestly? Let's all come clean, just like the monkey. When the monkey's in the middle, you know he's clean. Ride the tiger. Okay, now it's never easy doing these stinking dog back legs. My God, they do not make any sense. And I have dogs. I look at these weird legs like all the time, and they still don't make any sense. Something like that, right? But I want him to be standing up. I want him to be active, kind of like my old Shadow Lasher piece. So, oh, look at this, goofy. Are you kidding me? Get out of here with that. Just get out. And don't return either. Just stay out. Actually, I need to undo that. That was bad. That was what we call a bad. All right, let's just... All right. You know, getting started is never easy, my friends. Okay, so it goes up, and then down. And then... Wow. Dude, seriously? It's like... I have a dog right here. So it goes, it's so weird. So it goes like burm, burm, and there's the foot. Dogs are so weird, man. Don't tell him I said that, though. Okay, closer. And then I want this rib cage to go up in here and be disturbing like this. And then here's the other foot back there. But it's like at a different angle, right? There we go. I like this like bulldog type feel. So I want the bulldog type feel to be happening. And then they have like a sort of a lash or a whip as a tail. Man, it is always hard to get started. Also, I have been in a completely different modality, which has been Cryfoth. Ooh, I've got internal heat. I am internally warm from working out. Whoa ho, feeding the toddler, putting him to sleep. Ooh. Hi from Warsaw. Rysard Liebert. That is a mighty name, Rysard. I'm sure it's pronounced cooler in Poland, but we will save that until I get there. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing monsters here. And then, you know, like, I don't even stat all my monsters. I really, truly believe that a big part of the fun of being a GM is statting out your monsters. You don't need to be told how to do all this stuff. You're a GM, you're a badass. You got it, baby. You got the magic, you got the touch, you got the power. He's a little ribby in there, he's a little gross. And then, of course, the grand tradition of my art is that you have the multiple eye thing going on here. And then there's the issue of how to do the teeth in the mouth. So I'm going to actually clean up just a bit. Oh, hello! You got a big old silly eraser with transfer on. It's all round and stuff. It's ridiculously huge. I don't know what I was working on with that. All right. Anyway, so here's this. It's got a narrower piece so that I can... There we go. See that? See the magic happening there? You see the magic happening? Alex Chioli! Unfortunately working. Can't stick around, but then throws $10 in the skull like a boss. Thanks, Alex. As you guys have seen recently, anything from super chat tips goes straight into the channel to get games to review, books to review, lighting gear, sound gear, all that junk. Ride the tiger. Oh, hey, by the way, everyone, 30,000 subscribers. 30,000 subscribers. Pretty crazy, huh? I don't know, though, that videos that celebrate subscriber milestones are that cool. They're starting to feel a little self-patty on the backy to me, so I haven't really been thinking about doing that. It doesn't necessarily feel like it enriches the community to go like, you know, I did it. More subscribers. And it's like, okay, dude, make us a video with some content in it. All right, so here's this. This is the nose. He's got some snaggletooth going on. Then I'm going to use a very small eraser and get these, you know, he's kind of, I want him to have just like myriads of teeth. Like an unreasonable number of teeth. And I don't think he really has a nose per se. Per se. There I go again with per se. I hate that word. It's so obsequious. Alright. There we go. There we go. Good to have you all around. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Back to Runehammer. Upper Runehammer area. It's been a good week for making videos, and there's more coming. Today, I'm going to film, and I'm going to make my dungeon stackers at last. So if you guys have been watching Black Magic Craft, a few months back, he invented this thing called dungeon stackers. I think it's probably the single smartest terrain idea I've seen all year. It's pretty much the smartest terrain idea I've seen since DM Scotty's 2.5D. So I'm finally going to get around to making my own set, and I'm going to film it. So that'll be fun. Ride the tiger! He is menacing the audience. Hank, says Darth Krakus. Yes? This tail is like a blade here, by the way. It's like a spear tip. So we need to reinforce that concept with some barbs and stuff. Make it feel sharper and nastier. So that's how you do it right there. Use your eraser. You get those really sharp lines, and then it looks like, yikes! No touchy. You're gonna get cut. You're gonna get cut. You touch that tail, fool. You're gonna get cut. How? Hit me 2 times. Bang, bang. Alright, he's also got like all these markings on him. Blasphemous sigils, serifs, symbols of forgotten cultures. Like these give him protection against like conventional weapons and stuff. Got a few goofs in the toes here, but I'll just clean those up with an eraser. So see how I just kind of have some, I'm just drawing and not worrying about interior lines, but then you just go back with your eraser like that and whoop, just clean out your little interior lines. But you don't need to stop the fun train. If you see it happening, you can do it kind of when you're done drawing. That way you can keep the flow going. You got to keep the flow going. We're going to make you sweat. Da, 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 da. All right. Here's the main shadow of the body here. The feet where they contact the ground. Kind of have an extra line coming off the back hock there. And you know, a lot of times extra lines are going to add energy and add like release and comfort to your piece. But if the extra line confuses the eye of like where the form is or where it meets the ground or something, then just bag it. You don't need that. You don't need confusion. Life is confusing enough. Now, I don't like the horns because they remind me too much of like something else. I don't know what, but who cares? So I'm going to do different horns. I'm going to do curly ones. You know, no big deal. Just clean them out. Like, there we go. And then if you have a little bit of line decay, you know, just do your line again. Like that. Okay, now let's do like these. You know, these like recurve type horns. I like that a lot better. So, and then exactly how do these overlap and in what perspective and stuff like that, don't care because I'm just using black. So I don't have to draw all these complicated overlap perspective-y shapes. So he's got those 2 horns, and then he has 2 here as well. And these are like swept back a little more. But this one's sort of seen from the front. Did you guys hear that? Cooper's like, Saturday and it's raining. Woe is me. My master won't want to go to the park. Doo, 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 doo. All right. Doo, 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 doo. And now we need a little more forehead here to bite into this shape. There we go. That's like where the horn emerges from the head. And then his other ear is like squished under the horn, all cattywampus. And there we go. I like that a lot better. It's a bit more chaotic, you know. It's just kind of makes a lot less sense. So you get, in my mind, more of like a demonic freaky. More freaky. If the demon's in the middle, then the freak gets clean. Okay, then let's do some of these little dudes. You know, the sort of the Hackley stuff. Hackley. Martin Hackley presents. There we go, a little bit Hackley. And I think he does have some fur on him. It's just, you can't really tell. He's kind of muscular, but there's a few little stray bits to give him some organic flavor, and we're good. Now, I think that this ear is actually in front of this horn, so that's like distracting my eye, so I'm going to fix that. There we go. Ride the tiger. So in that case, too, I think, unfortunately, I've backed myself into a corner where I have to do an ear that's right here. I liked the kind of asymmetry I had, but it just is distracting. There we go. All right. Cool, man. Cool, man. Hey, man, that's kind of cool. The curly horns are definitely working for this guy. Howdy doody, rich gravy. Ooh, I love some gravy. Still in my jam bones. Right on. Right on, baby, right on. Okay, so there's our sort of hellhound. So we are underway for the Ghost Mountain monster set here. And next we need his master. So we need a guy that like has sort of chains that he can tame these guys. You know, he can have them like on the end of chains. So he's going to be vertical like these. I like these ones here. And I imagine him, you know, like release the hounds, kind of a like, dude, egoistic Lily. Egoistic Lily. Quick, someone get some gravy train to appease this beast. Add water. Add warm water. Gravy is not a beverage. Ride the tiger. So this guy released the hounds. So what does that guy look like? I think he's got like one of these sort of torture helmets. You know what I mean? It's like a helmet that you can't see out of. Maybe it has like a few holes in it. Breathing. But it's really just made to sort of torture its wearer. And we're going to do a somewhat boring pose. Remember, like, sometimes it's really useful when you're doing minis to do kind of, you know, like He-Man kind of poses, because at the table, when they're at smaller scale and everything, just the body form is so clear. So if the pose gets too dynamic, it can be a little confusing and strange. You know, like running poses or leaping poses. So sometimes these poses, I know, feel pretty, you know, derpy, kind of He-Man-ish, but, you know, I did love how they did the poses on the He-Man figures back in the day. It's like, that was very revolutionary at the time, to kind of put them in this flexed pose rather than in a universal pose, which was the G.I. Joe approach, right? The G.I. Joe approach is that they have no pose. They're made to do all these different poses, but the side effect that you would actually get is that they were never really in a cool pose. They always looked all wonkily and wobbly. Whereas He-Man always looked badass. They always looked flexed out and cool. They moved a ton less. I mean, basically, they didn't move. But they always looked cool. They always looked tough. Just saying. So this is the houndsman here. And I think he's also, it's not just torture helmet. He has like sort of torture gauntlets as well. So we'll do those. And I might be drawing him a little big for the space, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So he's got these like boxy kind of gloves. And then I'm going to give him sort of a handful of chains over here. Yeah, see, like the gloves are just really boxy and simple. Which kind of makes them look like they sort of hurt, you know, like they're just, they're not form-fitting. Then you put some like This is how they put them on. They have these hinges on them. So they like hinge them on and then bolt them, and they're on for life. So these are the little hinges here. And then we'll do the same thing on the helmet. Like, or is it in the front? Are the hinges in the front? Oh, that's kind of different. Hope y'all are having a nice Saturday morning. Thanks for tuning in. We got 85 crazy people just kind of sitting here relaxing while I'm drawing. There's nothing, no big deal going on here today. We're just, you know, it's just, you guys are just seeing me get my work done. When this is kind of a big, this is a big moment here, finishing Volume 4, because when Volume 4 is done, that means ICRPG itself is going to be kind of done for quite a while until the Good and Evil books come out, which is probably going to be a year from now. So, you know, I'm staring down the end of an incredible year of adventure with ICRPG. But I only mean an end in the sense of, you know, like production. I'm excited because it means we're going to go more into the phase of like playing. You know, more just playing it rather than building it constantly. And so once Volume 4 is done, I get to take a break from producing ICRPG and going to focus on some wildly different projects and play tons of ICRPG. I'll tell you, the more you play it, it's really hard to go back to 5e. You know, and I don't mean like the content. I think the content of 5e is great. It's world class. Everybody knows that. But the methodology of 5e, not so much. Not so much. Okay. So he's a little bit beat up too. He's kind of put together a little bit. Frankenstein style. And now that the body has gotten kind of crazier, I don't know if the helmet is torture-y enough. So I think I'm going to redo the helmet, and I'm going to give it more of a torture feel. So see, there I've got my body, so that gives me a little more context. So now I can do like this, right? Yeah, there we go. See, I wanted this like painful looking helmet. My perspective's all wacky though. What am I drawing, guys? What am I doing? It's like this sort of hatchet face kind of thing going on. But I've kind of botched this line, so how does it work? So I just need to do that main line again, I think. Or this could have a surface, but that doesn't feel right to me. This could maybe have a surface. No. It could be a diamond. No. No. So let's go back up to here. So it's like burnt, burnt, to burnt, to burnt. Then burnt, to burnt, to burnt, and burnt. There we go. He's got like basically a metal lunch bag on his head. And it is not pleasant to wear. And it has like sort of random spikes and horns kind of sticking out of it. Like Pyramid Head from Silent Hill, you know? Like this thing is a eternal damnation to wear this thing. And it's like sort of not built right. You know, like it's in pieces. Like that. Yeah, here we go. Now, does it even have eye holes or like breathing holes? I think so. There we go. Nice. What's up? I sold all my 5e stuff. I only run... Oh, cool, man. Bloat Games and ICM. Great, man. Good news. I don't want to fight you, Chuck, but... Oops. It scrolled up. You know, I do like 5e in that it attracts players. It seems to be the, you know, identifiable RPG that newer players can feel confident about playing. They don't want to play some fringe garagey stuff. And so I do like that about it. You know, like D&D is a good, you know, liaison or welcoming force to players. But when I just even think about like getting some new people that aren't sure they even want to play RPGs, and we need to sit down and make a 5e character, I cringe a little bit. I feel like I could lose them there in the first few minutes. But hey, that's just me, I don't know. When you chalk in the middle and you know... Okay, so do I really need the eye holes? I don't think I do. I like it better when he's just got a box on his head. And the box is too big, too. It's like, what the hell? All right, also the box needs to be, like, chained to him. So I'm going to just do these chains the old-fashioned way. Like, just draw them like this. It's like he's in the WWF from the 80s. Rowdy Roddy Piper versus Lunchbox Head. So he's all about the chains. Chains are a big theme in the Dead Pinnacles. Okay, so now I just zoomed out so I can get a sense of the card. So this is what I was saying was I'm probably building a little too big, so I'm not going to fit. So I'm just going to pack him in a little bit like that. And then let's sort of get a sense for... He has, of course, like this multi-piece sort of kludged together sort of battle kilt. Of course. So many Hellions have that. It's like a staple. And then he's got these kind of leg thing going on here. He's got his He-Man stance. And then this kind of oddball hand behind him is oddball because he is holding chains. There we go. Remember, when you scale down, strong blacks are going to be your friend. A small, noisy detail isn't going to read nearly as good as really strong fills. Hi, Phils. What do we got going on here? For me, ICRPG goes to the point, while 5e takes a long road to get at this thing. Yeah, Manu, I think this is kind of the thing that I've been noticing is like, what's the experience, and this is what I call design to target. What's the experience that you want at your table, and what's it going to take to get that experience? And if you're doing a lot of extra stuff just to get a feeling of dungeon crawling, you know, I don't know if that's necessarily going to make things more fun. I do think D&D, though, is good at making players feel like they have a bunch of options and that they can build these kind of, you know, gadgeting, kind of interesting min-maxed characters using stat builds and different feat combinations and stuff like that, you know, and like how it combines with weapons and all these different things. You know, D&D is great at that. But I don't think that playing in a different system means you can't do those things. You can totally still do all those things. I just think it's more fun to DIY. But I do acknowledge that DIY RPG is definitely not the mainstream portion of the hobby. You know, it does assume a level of investment of kind of doing DIY classes and monsters, and that does take a level on the part of the DM to really commit. But I've always thought it's harder to run written material than it is to make your own. So, who knows, man? It's a perennial topic. One I hope we continue to discuss for many years to come. Okay, we're getting there on this guy, the Hound Master. He's got the boots with the fur. So I imagine these sort of stumpy feet. I don't want to get him into like pointy boot type stuff. And then I'm just going to fill these. So again, like heavy blacks on the lower portion of the character can really ground your character when it's a miniature. Is it artistically the coolest thing? Maybe not. But it can really ground them. And this just comes from making hundreds of these stinking things, seeing what works really well, seeing what doesn't. You know, like sometimes I'll do a piece and I'll love it as a piece of art, and then I'll make it into a miniature and print it out and fold it and make the little tiny thing, and I'll be like, oh God, that's terrible. Okay, just adding some shadowing to get the blacks a little heavier here. And then, you know, I always do a couple of these little pieces of air floating around. And there we go. There's my guy. He has no weapon. His weapon are his hounds. Oh, good to know. Thank you. I cannot keep up with the... You guys are in your own world over there in the chat. I've always been too weirded out by the idea of one-on-one play. But the people who are into it love it. Yeah, one-on-one can be really fun if you have that right relationship between the two of you. It can be really cool. Or if you're like developing an idea or you're testing something, or, you know, there's always a way to make something fun. Oh, a whip. Yeah. I'm running out of room a little bit here to convey concepts, but here I can just kind of do one of these. How about that? Does that satisfy? He's got a whip on his belt. And then I'll kind of illustrate the handle a little bit. Like that. There we go. That at least acknowledges it, because the whip is a great idea mechanically for this guy. You know, like, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but the pain is so intense that it's like a sort of a con or even a charisma check when he's like, and you're like, ah, and it like stings so bad. In D&D it would be racking pains, you know, where you're like sort of debilitated by these pains. With the boots, with the fur. All right. Ride the tiger with the monkey in the middle, and you know he's clean. Holy diver. Okay. There we go. The Hound Master. He's got a little bit of a concave thigh back here, so I'm going to fill that in. There we go. All right. Cool, 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 man. He's a savage. So that's 2 down. 34 to go. Oh, my God. Kill me. Okay, let's open it up. Let's open up the floor, guys. What do you think would make a cool demonic monster for the hell world that is hidden under Ghost Mountain? Cool demonic monster for hell world, the hollow that is underneath Ghost Mountain. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. You are watching Runehammer. This is Saturday at CARDTOONS. Please jump over to runehammer.online. And that will link you to everything that you need to get into the Runehammer way of life. A shadow monster. What's a shadow monster all about? Shadow monster. What's a shadow monster? Eh? Precious? Hellish bats. Oh, man. Something that flies. Okay, that's 2 people right on the same thing. Saber-toothed bat. Oh, yeah. We totally got to do a bat thing. So I will do an individual bat that's like one of the big ones, and then we'll do a swarm of them as well. But this isn't going to be a normal bat. These bats have human heads. Man bats. Thank you, Marsh Homeworld. Or Mars Homeworld. Okay, so stop with your cool ideas, because Ethereal Witch is pretty cool. Hold those ideas. I was just doing hand gestures toward the chat room. No one can see that. Okay, so first we will do the sort of the alphabet, which, oh my God, did I just say alphabet? That was not intentional. I swear to God, that was a total accident. So how is this structured? How does this feel? I think I might do it right here, actually. So here's this. These things are going to be like, yeah, these things are going to be awful. There we go. Oh yeah. And then he's going to be flapping in this kind of way. Kind of embracing a little bit more perspective than I normally do. And these things have no eyes. And they're all like big beaver teeth. Hey man, what's wrong with your face? I got them beaver teeth. I was told at a young age that I will be stricken with beaver teeth throughout my bat life. Okay, so here we go. I'm just gonna get this happy little hell bat skull going right here. Everything's gonna be fine. Get some of the carvings on it. The blasphemous glyphs. Oh my gosh. It's a horror to behold. And I've only just begun. All right, there we go. So there's that jaw and face that I wanted. It's like this cone head, pterodactyl bat creature. Pterodactyl. These are pterodactyls, guys. I don't know if y'all know about pterodactyls, but you do now. Hi. Okay, here's this creepy little hand thing that they have. Got little baby hands on the tops of their wings. Now remember, this is just the sort of the alpha one, and then next we'll do a swarm of them. So you just have a single card you can throw on the table, and pow, you've got your swarm. This shape is a little off, so I'm just going to do this kind of stuff, and then whoop, bring it up to that nice sharp point. Again, you can use your eraser to get that really sharp point that's going to make things feel sort of dangerous and scary. And we're going to do that to the little baby hands here in a second. Terror bat kills reminds me of the Bioraptors from Pitch Black. Oh yeah, they had those kind of handlebar cheekbones, didn't they? They had the sound detecting organs in them. And they're like, phew, phew. Phew! It's like how they navigate and shit. Alright. Here we go. We get these happy little wings going here. And there's a couple little cuts in the wings and little thingies going on. Then up here, clean this up. There we go. And ooh, he's kind of old. He's got some. He's one of the elder bat kill things. Little knuckles right there. And then we'll sharpen up these baby hands. There we go. Nobody wants dull baby hands. There we go. See how those little, oh man, those little baby hands are messed up. That's creepy. That is not right. That is not right. This is a horror of the forgotten world. Okay, and then he has this little body here. Oh God. You know, every once in a while you just do a sort of a wobbly line because you don't know how to draw, and it just is not only what you wanted, but also like kind of disturbingly yikes-os. Okay, then he has these little baby hands down here. I think the wings are actually coming out of the sides of the head, which is just terrible. So he has room for like a little mini set of wings. Oh, I love it. So kind of like how the hellhound had 4 horns, this guy has 4 wings. He's got a little second pair of little vestigial wings with little claw bits on them because disturbing. Oh, when you chalk in the middle and you know, no, sweet Jesus, no more baby hands. Oh, man. Gotta love those baby hands. He's got this weird little vestigial tail down here. Oh, dear Lord. This poor thing. What a wretched existence. Just wretched. So again, we're going to come back to these wings with an eraser and clean things up. Same with these little back feet here and this tail. So get your eraser, get that little butt to work, a little highlight on the tail. There you go, you're done. Then just cut out each little toenail like that and you're good. Boop, boop, right? It's going to be a bit much detail for a miniature once this is done, but we'll see if we can get it to hold. Sharpen these little stabby bits. And then kind of imply that there's some stretched skin here, and I need to do a better job. So I think the stretched skin goes down to his sides a little more, like a flying squirrel sort of. Although make no mistake, my friends, this is no flying squirrel. Dear Lord, what's worse, getting poked by those needle arms or getting chewed on by this eyeless face? Ugh. This isn't quite like last session where we're drawing nature and it was just like so soothing and happy. No, we're drawing like horrible things. Ugh. Just awful. Look at this. It's making me choke. It's so funny. Oh boy. Those baby hands are making me choke. We could put that into the mechanics of the monster. It's like it chokes you with its baby hands. Although you'd have to have a tiny little throat. Okay, so let's just bring him down just a little bit so that I can get room for his shadow, because critical on a printed mini here that this guy is off his shadow to show that he's flying. Right, just like that. And now, actually, he's just a little wide. I want him to be a little more narrow. There we go. And then when you're flying close to the ground like this, he's going to kick up. He's kicking up dust. Got to flap those wings because I must. Bat creature kicking up dust. Wow, cool. Man, that came out of nowhere. I do have a curiosity here. I was going to think about it like a serpent body, but I do like the creepy little baby feet. The baby feet are working for me. Okay, so there's one of these things. Babaloo. All right, now we'll do the swarm so that you can have like one card for your table and just throw it down and bang, there's your swarm. You can run stats for the swarm. But so we have like this cone head, and then these wings. And then you've got the secondary wing with the pokey on it. And then the body, the little feet. And there you go. There's my first silhouette. And I'm just going to do silhouettes on these. And then at the end, I'll go in with an eraser. And we'll just add little highlights that show some of the interior detail, like the skull and maybe some carvings and stuff. But see, there's one of my highlights right there. Or silhouettes. There's the little... Oops. They're not there, are they? They're on the interior surface. The baby hands, so there they are. Yeah, so there's one. So that's like in a sort of dynamic pose. And then right behind it, there's one right here, and it's sort of looking down like this. And now I'm cheating a little bit because just this week, about 3 days ago, I did a piece for Cryfoth that had a bunch of sort of flying pterodactyl-y things. So I'm in the zone with these. It's this piece right here. This one. So you can see I did like, but those are just literal pterodactyls. But still, we're kind of feeding on the similar inspiration here. So this is the weird skull. Here's the secondary creepy limbs. He's got his feet behind him. So see, he's coming in more like almost in a human kind of pose with those hands down like that. And then we got one more that's maybe a little closer. Like he's right frickin' here. Right frickin' here. Hey, where are you anyway? Hey, I'm right frickin' here. Can't you frickin' see me? Jeez. Like this one's swooping right down toward the ground, and it's going to be sort of our foregrounder. And you know, we got some overlap between them here. I mean, this is a swarm, so they're like tangled up into each other. Here's his baby hands. And then he's got these secondary limbs that are sort of spread to grab what's ever on the ground. Almost like a Metroid enemy, kind of with that body structure. We'll also use the eraser to draw in the teeth. And the teeth will give it this kind of look. Okay, so there's 3 of them. And now they're going to start getting smaller. So you're going to have like a guy here. He got his limbs are all behind him and stuff. And then you got a guy that's kind of in like glide mode back here. And then you're starting to get into the smaller ones, which are just implying shape. You're just making sure it's clear that there's a lot of these things. Like there's more of them than can easily be counted upon first viewing. That's important. It isn't like, oh look, here comes 1d8 hellbats. No, no, no. There's more like 808. Okay. Hill's Rorschach test. Okay, and then some of them are overlapping here. I need to get a little more density to get this feeling that I'm looking for. There we go. Cool. So once again, I need my shadow down here. Here they come. They're above the ground. They're kicking up some dust. Pretty simple stuff. And now we're going to take our eraser. First I'm going to clean wobbly lines because I can't draw. So there's always going to be all these little dumb wobbly lines. There we go. And get these things nice and sharp where they look dangerous. They look a little bit dangerous. Sharpen off these baby hands and these wings. See, so like the whole swarm now is getting this sort of sharpening effect, so it just starts looking much more menacing. You know, and you're also gonna, when you're using an eraser like this, you're gonna experience yourself leaving behind little tiny remnants of ink, and that can be very good because it can really loosen the look of things and like heighten the sort of feeling of energy. Okay, and then we have the teeth. And actually I can't do that one because he's pointing down. Oh yeah, there you go. Now the teeth work. And I don't think I can do a highlight because this is just sort of silhouette-y feeling. But I think that's it. I mean, it's just that simple. I don't need to keep going and going and going. I can just kind of commit right there and call it good. Raving Bean, is Lulu coming soon? As soon as I can figure it out. I wouldn't hold your breath. I would use drive-through if you're interested in 2E. I just can't give you an ETA on that. I don't know their pipeline yet. I know drive-through's pipeline like the back of my head, but I've not used Lulu yet, so I don't know what the pitfalls are going to be. I literally just finished the drive-through part a week ago, so I'm just right here. I'm going as fast as I can. I'm only one guy, so I'll get it up as fast as I can, but I just don't know how it gets to Amazon and how it all works. I just haven't done it. Okay, Hellbats are complete. Feeling good in the neighborhood. There we go. There we go. Okay, so what do we got next, guys? You don't want to see a random encounter table. 88 D8 Hellbats. Okay, we had the idea for the dimensions of my void box. It's about 36 by 28 or so. Something like Lovecraft's crab mushroom hybrid. Dear Lord, that is out of nowhere. We have to do a crab mushroom. I don't even know what that means. What the hell is a crab mushroom? Whatever it is just awful. And has nothing to do with anything that I was thinking. Like, so out of nowhere. Oh my God, the Horda. Pain. Loneliness. Okay, I'm just getting the crab part covered. And then we're going to do like this kind of lumpy craziness. Actually, this thing is going to literally be a lumpy head. Almost like one of the Flood. And I'm also just wanting to loosen up. You know, those bats were a little bit tight on the perspective. You know, like thinking about how those wings are going to look. And so my hand is getting like a little tight. And I don't like that. I like to let it wobble along. So for something like fungus, we should just be able to float. And then I'm going to do this weird thing. I don't even know what this thing is called, but you guys know this thing? I hate that thing. The thing is so weird and creepy and juicy and gross. It's like nothing in the animal kingdom has a weird skirt of fins underneath it like that, like the fungus can have. Okay, now as usual, when in doubt, I just put my light in the top right, so I don't have to decide. You know, it's just like Einstein said, you get a finite number of decisions you can make each day, so save the decisions for the important stuff. So I'm not going to just think about it. I'm just going to go with it. And there's a light up on the top right. So for things that are sticking out, you just do their bottom left side a little bit darker, and bang, you got magic lighting. Oh boy. Some real hankering fernail wisdom right there. Jeez. Cool. So see, like the light's kind of coming down toward that side. Gills. It reminds me of a mushroom. Well, yeah. I think telling him that a mushroom has gills might just make them creepy. Is this a mushroom-headed crab or a crab mushroom? I don't know, but it'd probably be delicious if you steamed it. Okay, and then it sort of sits on this. Does it sit on like a center stem? These are just experimental lines here. Or does it sit on a center mass? It's definitely on a center mass, but I think the mass is higher. It's like here. So I think actually I've drawn the center mass and I didn't even know I did it. So this kind of comes up. This kind of comes up here. Oh man, this thing is just bonkers. Great idea. I love it when something's just out there, just like, you know, so that when players encounter it, they get that great feeling of just like, what? It's a what? Okay, so now we do the legs, which is going to be the creepiest, grossest, weirdest part. So first the main arms here that go back to the center mass, like so. Okay, pretty simple, right? Kind of like these lumpy appendages. But then we got our legs to think about. And then the absolute funnest part, which is the mouth parts. So this thing has these kind of stick legs, like that head crab thing in The Thing. You know, that when that head pops off, it hits the ground and it sprouts legs. And it just has sort of like an indeterminate number of these damn things. And I'm just going to black them in. Again, just playing with solid black. I know that it can be cheating in a bit at times, because it's just like you're not really fully drawing stuff. You know, silhouettes play with the mind, and that the mind fills in what's there. But for ICRPG minis, works pretty good, man. Works pretty good. Okay, now for this mouth part thing. Look at this thing. Oh yeah, there it is. There's the money. There's the scary money. You don't want to go in there. And it's got these little frondy things that help feed it. Little palpators. Oh man, that's just awful. I like it because it doesn't have this kind of, you know, almost Christian demonic feeling, which is what we've been playing with. This just goes to a place that you don't even know. Now I'm going to get these legs to be sharp so that they look creepy. You know, blunt things aren't nearly as intimidating. It's one thing that makes spiders so creepy looking, as their sharp legs are just like, dear Lord, no. There we go. Okay, now I've got a little bit of form confusion down here, so I'm just going to kind of fill this in. Give some more mass down here. I might even back this mouthpiece with a black mass. Yeah, there we go. Just to get it all to make sense. Then I use my eraser. Make sure things are sharp. Add some little implication of forms and organs and structures in here. Why don't you draw a mouth like in Hyper-Orsha? I don't know what any of that stuff means. Do 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 do. Now we could give it a, yeah, like a cave fisher type tongue. Dear God, that is awful. Thanks for the idea on that one. We were just playing Eric Spiker's game, which is titled A Slimy Situation. And he had these things that we called wall crabs, but they're like these cave fishers that were hidden in the walls that would have their tongues attached to pieces of loot. So when you grab the loot, it like wraps around your hand and pulls you into the wall. Sweet. Okay, now we need to ground this thing. He's kind of floating a little bit, right? So we need a shadow, and it's not going to be simple because we have this tongue here. It's a bit of a mess as far as the shadow goes. So we'll try to think in two like claw shadows like this. Just be very gentle so you don't confuse that tongue. If anyone's drawing along at home, which I like to dream that that's happening. There we go. So there's your ground plane. This thing is coming at you, and dear God, why? Dear God, why? I'm not going to give it eye stalks or anything. I think it makes it too identifiable. I think it's done. It's just that. Good God. The tongue looks more like the tail of something being in the process of being eaten. Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it? I'm not sure how to remedy that. I think it's okay. I'm just going to let it be. Remember, there's still 30 some of these stinking cards to go, so you can't dwell too long or I'll be doing this until August. I was hoping to finish today, but man, I don't know if I could do that many in one go. That's hardcore. Well, not with that attitude, you can't. Jeez. Oh. Okay. There you go, fungus crab. Dear God, why? Just why? Okay, what's next? That's quite the sight to wake up to. Hey, welcome to the stream. 96 lunatics hanging out right now. I'm drinking black coffee. Skull squid. A skull squid. We've kind of done some undead coyote cattle type stuff. Had a bad case of fungus crabs. Skull Master the Hunt. Crystal Yogbeast already in the kit. Spindly Demon with Geiger-esque. Beauty. Cage of Ghouls. Ancient God. Well, we do have a miniature already for Azael, and I don't want to promote beyond him, so I'm hesitant to do that. Lost Soul from Doom. Yeah, we kind of have a lot of these things from the different volumes, so we're really getting pushed into the back here. Environmental Dangers, we've done several of those, Cameron, but I'm trying to focus on monsters and push through it. Oh, a cactus monster? That's a little cheesy. That's a little Pokemon. I don't think that quite fits. I can't stand gorillas. Man, I'm being tough on you guys. We did a flooded town. Knuckle dragging, underwater beasts. There's not a lot of water in Ghost Mountain. It's pretty stinking dry. Skull squid is pretty interesting. I like the sound of that. I like the fit. The fit is there. So let's just run with it. Fungal hound. Hey, that's cheating. You can't just say fungal and then put anything after it. All right, so this also just gives me yet another chance to draw a skull, which I'll always take a chance to do a skull. Ooh, a dirt elemental. That's pretty stinking good. Ooh, that's good. That fits the world. See, I don't mean to be such a hard ass, guys, but it's got to fit the world just right. All right, I totally mean to be a hard ass. I enjoy it. Nope, sorry, Coon. Still drawing. Dog is like, dude, how long are you gonna freaking draw? I'm like, I got like 30 some of these things to go, brosif. Cut me some slack, B. Alright, so I'm just gonna do my tifas. And if you guys notice, you know, and you're drawing along home or you're drawing later, consider this method for doing your teeth on your skulls. Is you're going to draw the gums first and then add your teeth. Now it seems a little strange, right? But it can give you this very sort of tangible feel of sculliness, which is, you know, the teeth are so distinct on a skull. And drawing the gums first can sometimes accidentally lead you to get a more distinct look with the sockets where the teeth fit into the skull. So I don't know if that's a tip. It's probably the wrong way to do things. I don't know what I'm doing. I hope I've been upfront about that fact. So this is the skull portion of the skull squid. But this is going to be a very Doom-like monster here. We're going to go right into Doom territory. And if you're going to go in, you might as well just go the F in. So we can't be squeamish about getting a Doom-like feel. We're going to do it. We're going to Doom do it. So just a few glyphs on the head because he is forsaken. And then this sort of squid portion. So almost like a grick or something. So it's like, there we go. It's just really it's just a skull with some squiggly tentacle shapes. That's why I wanted to do it, because those are all so fun. I'm actually a dental technician. I tend to over-detail my teeth in my drawings. Well, it can definitely give you a frightening look to have over-detailed teeth. Yeah, like where you have the little cuspid ridges like that. Okay. Cuspid. Ladies and gentlemen, from Los Angeles, the cuspid ridges. So many tentacled terrors in this world of ours that we like playing games in. Good Lord. Yeah, that's what I was saying. This is a very Doom-like creature. It's just like straight out of Doom. So I'm going to get a bigger pen here, and I'm just going to get some grounding because I'm doing a lot of lines, and I don't have a sense for where the weight is of the piece. So the lines are fun to do and everything, but I just don't know where it's going. I don't know how to evaluate until I get some fill. Oh, hi, Phil. There we go. That's too thick right there. So yeah, that's behind there, and that's kind of squashed on the ground, and there's going to be the ground plane. So this thing is not flying. It's got one tentacle on the ground. I threw it on the ground, so like that. Go like there, go there. You're not my dad. You're a cell phone. What, you think I'm stupid? All right, there we go, there we go. And then whoop, whoop. Then here's the inside surface, which I'm also going to do by filling. So here the inside surface is, oh, careful, oh, careful, oh. There we go, right here. And then add little blurps like this, and those are the suckers. And then there's one other step to finishing the suckers up. You're not my dad. You're a cell phone. What, you think I'm stupid? All right, here you go. I threw it on the ground. I'm going to have some repair to do here because I crossed my lines a little bit. Imagine every atom in your body exploding at the speed of light. Okay, yeah, that's bad. All right, important safety tip. Thanks, Egon. Okay, so now I'm just doing a few erasures here, and then we're going to do some of the suckers. So I just do a little highlight for each sucker. But if you follow the contours, you don't need a lot because the contour is what's going to sell your suckers. See how you like curve your highlights for your suckers like that? So that's what's gonna sort of give you that feel you're looking for, I reckon. I reckon so. Man, I'm getting hungry, you guys. I'm downright hungry. I need my blueberry. I'm starting to hear some grumblings. That's not cool. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Wow, this timing was perfect before I fall asleep. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, everyone. All 116 of you. That's fantastic. Wherever you are in the world, today, tonight, last night, in the future, in the past, whether you're going through hard times or like you're struggling or maybe you're having a great week, whatever, just, you know, here's to you, and let's see if we can make tomorrow just a hair better than today. I know a lot of things, rough stuff is happening in the world right now, and if there's any way that you can just get out and help each other just a little bit in any way, just give it a thought. You know, it could be raking some leaves with your neighbor. It could be helping out people in your community, doing work with your community folks. Could just be saying hi to your neighbor for the first time. But I really believe that 99% of the world is 100% good. And they just aren't on the news that much. But I believe that it's a good world that we live in, and everywhere I've gone in the world, people have been friendly and wonderful and surprising and humble and welcoming. So if you can, anyway, this weekend, get out there and make the world just a tiny bit better by showing some love. It's one world. We got to live in it together. Let's make the most of it. Love each other and all that good stuff. All right, ooh man, adding those little molar highlights really helped. As far as like getting my jaw to really pop. Get my eye sockets to pop. And then sometimes just adding these little blobs of ink like this can give you a look of things being wet. I know that that's weird, but it just kind of works. It's just silly. It's a silly little gag. Okay, then we always have little, you know, kicking up dust. CITA, as James Cameron calls it, crap in the air. Okay, and then we're going to do our shadow. I know that this probably is not the most inventive monster we could do, but I just think it really fits the setting, and so that's why I just went with it. It just reinforces what this setting is, this demonic setting. So like the mushroom crab was a bit of a diversion, and that's fun, but if everything's a diversion, I'll lose a little bit of what makes the setting itself, gives it its identity. Man, I love this second cheekbone right here. That is really creepy and fun there. That is a strange structure. So there we get a better look at it. Oh man, what a monster. What a monster. No matter what your next drawing is, I'm going to use it in my D&D campaign. Well, unfortunately, we are about out of time, my man. Partially because I am starving to death over here. And partially because it's already been an hour. But we got 108 of you online, so let me just see if we can do one more, okay? Man, I really like that one. I'm very happy with that one. That fits in an encounter. That is cool. Yog-eating worm. We already have it. Those are the crystal worms in the core book. No matter what, you know. Okay. So let's get this final idea. What do we need for our final evil cherubs? Oh my gosh, that is brilliant. With bow and arrow? That's pretty good. Little winged baby demons. Leatherface vulture dudes. Holy crap. That's intense, man. Although a supreme vulture is really good. A muerto king is really good. Wow, a big undead vulture is pretty good for the setting. I don't know what vultures look like. Like sort of like a Skeksis, right? And then they got this weird neck. And then they got this... What was the other one before I forget it? I already forgot. Oh, the evil cherubs. So I know that it's very easy with birds to accidentally make them look happy. So since we're doing this sort of supreme vulture of death, we don't want it to look happy. So we're going to take steps here. There we go. See that? That bird is not happy. Oh my God, that's horrifying. Oh my God. Oh right, the dirt elemental too. There's so many good ideas, you guys. You're killing me. And by killing, I mean making me happy. But you know, isn't this one of the fundamental dilemmas of D&D? Is there's just so many cool things to do. And fun ideas to explore and encounters. And you know, you guys ever like get in a session where you're playing and you just don't want to go home. You don't want it to end. But like your butt hurts. You've eaten like 18 bags of chips and like 14 sodas and you're just dying. But you don't want it to end. I'm going to do the neck tuft black. I'm also not going to do this guy flying. I'm going to do him perched. So he's a little big to do perched. So I'm going to bring him down. I know that they have this real sort of hunchy look to them. Like this. So again, I'm going to do some strong black here for the... Oh, wow. This is crazy. And by strong black, I'm not even kidding. I'm going to do black. This is a black vulture. I'm not even joking, guys. I'm done messing around. I'm done with it. Yow! Okay, so I didn't notice the username, but you've got to put a Vulture of Doom in your game tonight. That was the deal. And if you keep it real and don't steal, you're always going to get a deal. All right, so there we go. There's this little thing. Then we get, what you can do is just cut those erase lines like that, and it shows an implied black shape, even though you can't see the shape. Really good trick. Now just sharpening off these shapes, breaking up this huge black void a little bit, and then you come down and he's got these weird legs, and then he's just perched. You got these big talons. Actually, I think he's still not even cloaky and big enough. He needs to be so big and cloaky like this. Too as poopy for me. Too as poopy for me. Too as poopy for me. Oh, Josh is cool. That's who it was. Yeah, man. Good luck putting this in your game tonight. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Oh, man. He is a dire, dire piece of business. Trial by stone. All right. That's Skex's noise. I'm losing it, guys. I'm losing it. Here's the branch. See, I also wanted to do that one because now that I'm toward the end of the stream, I can do that one real quick. I knew I could because of all the black. How dope is that? Okay, now don't forget your CITA. There you go. Vulture of Doom. I can't do, just hitting me with a giant list is not going to get through to me. I'm sorry. It's really hard enough to keep up with one idea at a time. You guys, I don't know if you guys have noticed too, I've gotten a little faster at responding to everybody's ideas. In the beginning, you know, it can be really hard to draw on the fly with people watching you do it. Like, you sort of get some vapor lock. Like, you can really freeze up a little bit compared to your normal pace. And I feel like I've been getting a little better at that. I have forgotten the tail here, so he has this tail, and it's just more gnarly black. Engaff black. Again, get my eraser to sharpen off some shapes. Yeah. What do you think, guys? It's pretty fun. I mean, it's no skull squid, but it's pretty fun. How about an actual clown? Nope, I do not put clowns in my games. I do not like that trope. I appreciate the comment, but I think that horror trope comes from a place that is grounded in a little too much reality, as far as some very unfortunate events that occurred, like in the 70s and stuff, and I do not like to feed that. For me, that memory is a little too real, and I mean the real events that took place, not it or something, and I don't like to feed it. I'm counter to that. But I appreciate the comment. Thank you. Don't get me wrong. Okay, now I'm just sort of noodling away. Nice vulture. Yeah, and you'd probably want to do, you know, more than one, or maybe it's a caster. Could be interesting. Is that it's just up there, and you don't know that it's actually like swaying the battle. So like any wounds taken when you're inside this thing, when you're inside this thing's influence, like fester. Like, you know, everything gets worse anytime you get hurt and you're around this thing, because it's like beaming you with this look. Like, I see the sort of the gaze of the vulture as being like what hurts you. And you know, the players don't really think, you know, why are we getting so messed up? And then they finally see this vulture up in this tree, and it's like going, and once they take out the vulture, then the combat is much more accomplishable. Gelatinous monster. But that is about it, you guys. We're past, we did about an hour and a half there. Oh, I still have like 30 of these things to go, so that's just brutal. So I need to do some offline so I can just get this stinking thing done. It's just going on and on and on. That way, next week for cartoons, we can do something completely new and different and really change gears and have fun. So I think we're gonna wrap it up for Saturday, guys. It's been an hour and a half, and it's been really fun. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We had another huge stream with 120 people there at one point. Great times, and thanks everybody who threw a few bucks in the tip jar. Really appreciate that. That all goes to making the channel better. And keep an eye out for more stuff coming up. I feel like I've got my video mojo is coming back a little bit, so I'm going to do more stuff with terrain. Going to make those stackers today. And thanks everybody. Good to have y'all. Make it a better world with whatever you do this weekend, and enjoy it. Mo love, one love, strength, honor, beer, and all that's best in life. Okay, I am Hankrin Furnail. This is Runehammer, and I'm signing off. Oh, when you chuck in the middle and you know it's clean, holy diver. Oh, when the monkey's in the cave and the monkey's mean, ride the tiger. I'm eating turkey bacon for my main mean Nike China. When I go to Nike China, then the monkey's in the middle and the monkey's clean, holy diver. When the monkey's in the middle and the monkey's